Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the Wall Street jargon for you to make some serious cash. Today we're diving into a report from KKR FS Income Trust, and let me tell you, this filing is all about dividends and a tiny peek at their financial health, so buckle up. Alright, so KKR FS Income Trust is basically telling us about some important decisions they've made. Think of them as a company that manages money for investors, and they need to report these things to the government. The date on this report is July 14, 2025, and that's the day the earliest important event happened. This tells us that KKR FS Income Trust is incorporated in Delaware. This is pretty common for companies in the US. This is their special file number with the government, like a company ID, and this is their tax ID number. Okay, so this next part is their main office address, but honestly, for us trying to get the story, it's not the most exciting bit. We're more interested in what they're doing. Now, usually in these reports, you see a big list of all the stocks and bonds a company has that are traded on the stock market, but here they're saying NASNI. This means they don't have any specific stock classes registered to trade directly on an exchange under this particular filing. This is interesting though. They've checked the box that says they are an emerging growth company. This means they are a newer company and can follow slightly different rules and have more time to adopt new accounting standards. It can be a good sign for growth, but also means they might not have the same level of rigorous reporting as older established companies. Here's where we get to the juicy part of this filing. Item 8. 0001 usually covers any other important events that don't fit into other categories. So the big news here is that on July 14th, the company's board decided to give out a dividend. They're paying out $0.25 for every share of their common stock. This dividend will be paid out around August 27th, and you had to own the stock by the end of July to get it. For investors, dividends are like a slice of the company's profits being given back to them. It's a tangible return on their investment. And here's a practical detail for shareholders. They have a choice. They can take this dividend payment as actual cash, or they can choose to automatically reinvest it back into buying more shares of the company, usually at a slight discount through something called a distribution reinvestment plan. This is a common way for companies to incentivize investors to keep their money in the company and grow their stake over time. Now, every report like this has a section talking about what other documents or information are included. This specific exhibit number of 104 is just a reference to an interactive data file, often called an IAXBRL document. It helps make the financial information more machine readable and accessible for analysis. Finally, we have the signature block. This is basically the official stamp of approval. This shows that someone officially authorized by the company, in this case Steven Seppard, who is the general counsel and secretary, has signed off on this report. It means they are confirming that the information provided is accurate to the best of their knowledge. So what's the big picture here for KKFS Income Trust? It looks like a straightforward shareholder update focusing on a dividend payment. There aren't any big financial tables in this particular filing that show us revenue or profit numbers, which would be typical for a larger earnings report. Instead, this is more of an announcement of a regular event for them, the dividend distribution. As an emerging growth company, they're still establishing their reporting rhythm. The key takeaway is their commitment to returning capital to shareholders via dividends, which can be attractive to income-focused investors. What does this mean for you as an investor? Well, if you own this stock, you're getting a small cash payment or more shares, which is nice. If you don't own it, this filing alone doesn't give us enough deep financial data to say if it's a great buy or not. We'd need to see their more comprehensive financial statements for a full picture of the company's health, its actual earnings, and its investment strategy. The fact that they offer a dividend reinvestment plan is a positive for long-term investors, as it can help compound returns. However, without seeing the underlying financials, it's hard to assess the sustainability of this dividend or the overall growth prospects of KKR FS Income Trust. So what's your take on this dividend news? Does it make you consider investing, or does it leave you wanting more financial details? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown useful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more insights into the world of finance and business. And don't forget to join our Discord community for even more discussions and analysis. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.